Mbukeli ngoku singena ke kwiyure yethu yokugqibela yenkqubo. Wena ke uphosiweyo zeziyure ezimbini ezidlulileyo ungaxhalabi kuyaphi ngoba kusezodlalwa. Ukanti ke nangamanye amanqaku besinawo siye satsho Mbukeli into yokuba Mongameli we-ANC uCyril Ramaphosa ubongeze ulutsha ukuba luthathe inxaxheba kolunyulo luzayo. Kanti ke imvumi yeli uTyler uphumelele imbasa ye-Grammy phakudidi le-Best African Music Performance. Sithi untshu ntombi yalapha ekhaya siyazinca ngawe. Buya nayo le ntshinga ngengoma yakhe ethi Water. Ndimlo ke ukholosa kalubisi unonkanyezi. Le yinkanyezi enomsantsa phakathi kwezinye. Umadlongothi Mazipho Mamshukuma umazondwa ngezakhe izinto. Ndithi camaku kwizihlwele zonke ezindingqingileyo. Ndiyaminelo ke ndisahamba nayo Mamtshali.
Njengamanje Mbukeli siqala ihora lesithathu nokuyihora ke lokugcina nci ohlelweni ekhaya jikelele. Phela thina Mbukeli sanikwa umsebenzi wokuthi asifinqe imkhono singene endaweni enihlala kuzo. Singene sigxile ngisho naseyinhlizweni zenu saneshela nani naqoma yilo vele lwavutha uthando. Njengamanje ke luvutha kakhulu luvutha amalangabi. Singamathe nolimi thina kanye nawe igama lami nginguNoxolo uMamtshali walapha yakwamwala eDandi. Sibonga kakhulu ke Mbukeli ukuthi uhlanganyele kanye nathi lapha ekhaya jikelele. Ngihlabangane limhlophe qwa intokazi yale ondini ke ngasesifundazweni nesishamthetho sakhona isifundazweni esidala. Njengamanje ke Mbukeli ke sibheke ihamba phambili leli hora.
It's important that more and more people register because the worth of our democracy is about the participation of everyone.
Umongameli we-ANC uCyril Ramaphosa ukhuthaze ulutsha uba luqiniseke ngokufaka ivoti lwabo.
Out on Pepe by Ekhaya penalty to Jackson. Wayibamba uRonwen Williams kwaphela kwabhijwa uMsouth Africa uya.
Bafana Bafana iphumelele ngamanqaku amabini kwelinye kwi-penalty ke-Cape Verde kule mpelaveki isuka kuyo.
Bangaphezu kwesigaba sesigidi yabantu baseNingizimu Afrika babhalisele ukuvota ezikhungweni zokuvota ezahlukahlukene ezweni lonke ngosuku lwesibili lomkhankaso wokubhalisela ukuvota. Ngokusho kwe-IEC ukubhaliswa kwabavoti izolo qale kahle kwaqoshwa abantu abangaphezulu kwe-134 ngohlobo lwe-internet. Ekupheleni kosuku ngomgqibelo bebengaphezu kwengxenye yesigidi ababhalise ezikhungweni zokuvota eziyi-123,333. Kubhaliswe abayigidi engama-67 ngohlobo lwe-internet. Abantu ke baseNingizimu Afrika bayakhunjuzwa ukuthi basengakwazi ukubhalisela ukuvota nge-internet noma ke emahhovisi e-IEC ey'ndaweni zangakubo kuze kube umongameli uCyril Ramaphosa ememezela usuku lokuvota.
Umongameli we-ANC umnumzana Cyril Ramaphosa ubongoze ulutsha ukuba luqinisekise ikamva lalo ngokuba luvote kunyulo luzayo olukulandela iingxelo ezithende zokuba abantu abatsha banamandla wokuvota. Umnumzana uRamaphosa bethetha emva kokutyelela izikhululo zovoto eMamelodi ePitoli ngolusuku lokugqibela lokubhalisela uvota.
Ngabantu abakwizigidi ezingama-40 baselungelweni lokuvota kweli kwaye kuza kuthi ga ngoku ngama-27 izigidi abhalisele ukuvota. Iinkokeli zopolitiko zisebenze le mpelaveki ukhuthaza 13 lezigidi zabavoti abaselungelweni lokuvota elingekabhalisele ukuvota. Iingxelo zithi i-35% yabavoti lulutsha nto leyo i-ANC ekholelwa ekubeni kubalulekile ukuba ithathe inxaxheba kuvoto ukuzixonxela ikamva.
It's important that more and more people register because the worth of our democracy is about the participation of everyone. And we have a very good democratic dispensation that needs to be supported by all South Africans. Young and old, and especially young people must take it upon themselves to register.
Ukade nombutho ovuka ibambe i-Youth League uhlaba ikhwelo kulutsha olukhalalayo ukuba ludophole lisondele endimini.
They must acknowledge that the African National Congress has done a lot for them. Before 1994, you will not just move from Venda and go to university. Under the ANC-led government, you can go from primary up to high school to university without paying any cent, no matter from what background you are from. But I think more must be done. Look, unemployment is on top of the agenda. The youth is unemployed in South Africa.
Kusenjalo usekela mongameli we-ANC umnumzana Paul Mashatile uzikhabe njengobuvuvu inzame zokudala intandabuzo kwinkqubo yovoto yeli.
In other words, the ANC will lose and rig the elections. That is not true. It will never be true. The elections in this country have always been free and fair.
Umnumzana Mashatile bethethe kumsitho wokukhumbula ukusekwa kwemvaba i-St. John's Apostolic Faith Mission eKatlehong eMpumalanga.
Ayaqhubeka ukungena amazwi enduduzo kulandela ukudlula emhlabeni ngamengameli waseNamibia Geingob eneminyaka engama-82. Geingob waba undunankulu wokuqala ezweni lakhe emva kokuthi kukhuleke izwe lakhe ngaphansi kahulumeni wencindezelo. Umengameli uCyril Ramaphosa naye kudlulisa amazwi enduduzo njengabanye abaholi bamazwe ahlukahlukene eningizimu yezwekazi Afrika.
We have passed our condolences to the passing of President Geingob. It's a very sad moment for us. South Africa and Namibia are very close. We are linked at the hip, joined at the hip. And President Geingob was a very close friend to me. I spoke to him about 3 days ago, and he told me that, yes, he's feeling much better. So this came as a real surprise and a shock. And I spoke to his wife as well, and we passed condolences to the people of Namibia for the loss of a strong, brave, and iconic leader like President Geingob.
Babalelwa egidini eziyishumi abantu abanelungelo lokuyovota lapha eningizimu Afrika ikakhulukazi intsha engakabhalisi. Njengoba i-IEC izama ngayo yonke indlela ukunxenxa intsha, le commission isebenzisana ke nezinhlangano ezilwela amalungelo abantu.
Phansi umyinge wama-70 wabempeli ngabantu abatsha, kodwa i-14 million yabo ayikabikho kumqulu wabavoti. Kusuku lokugqibela lwempelaveki yesibini bekelwe bucala ubhaliso, imibutho yamalungelo oluntu izamazamana nokuthundeza ulutsha luzibandakanya kwinkqubo yonyulo oluzayo. Iphulo elikumila kunje libanjelwe eMaponya Mall eSoweto.
We designed the exchange campaign to be a really cool and fun way to get young people excited about democracy and elections again. We go out to where young people are, we at malls, institutions of higher learning, taxi ranks, and then we actually give them really cool prizes to incentivize them, we register them, and importantly we then give them the civic education knowledge after the fact.
Ukwenjenje kukutsala umdla wabantu abatsha.
Groundwork Collective is an organization that for the past 2 years has really been engaging with young people across the country, trying to figure out why there's been a decline in participation, why they aren't as interested in politics.
For a long time, people thought about voting, especially the youth, about voting as this thing that is so, it's boring. It's boring, it's dull, and that's why we're here at Maponya Mall. We've got music, we've got games, right? Just to put a different spin in terms of why you should vote.
Iphulo lingokukhuthaza intatho nxaxheba yabantu abatsha ukuvoto liqhutywa kwi-malls, kumaziko asekuhlaleni, kumaziko emfundo nakubuxhakaxhaka bobuchwepheshe.
For somehow it's for fixing our democracy.
You know, our vote is our voice, and us being in this space, registering to vote, is the first step to that change that we are looking towards.
Nakubeni ikuku njalo impelaveki yobhaliso, kodwa bempeli basenokuqhubekeka babhalise kwii-ofisi ze-IEC nakubuxhakaxhaka bala maxesha de kubhengezwa umhla wonyulo ngumongameli welizwe.
Umongameli we-IFP umnumzana Velenkosini Hlabisa uvakalise inxalabo malunga nabantu abaselungelweni lokuvota ababalelwa kwi-23 million kweli abangabhaliselanga ukuvota. Ngethuba etyelele izikhululo zonyulo endwendwe kumantla eTheku bongoze abavoti ukuba babhalise unyulo ukuze babesethubeni okanye babesethubeni lokonyula abo bafuna baphathe. Iziko i-IEC kweli phondo lithi bangaphaya kwe-409,000 abavoti abakulungeleyo ukuvota kweli phondo abaye baqinisekisa iinkcukacha zabo abayi-94,000 kubo bebeqala ukubhalisa.
Izakhamizi zasendaweni yasemakhaya eNdwedwe zikhala ngokugqoza kwentuthuko endaweni zithi zifuna izibhedlela kanye nemigwaqo. Ngokwenhlangano ebhekelele ukhetho i-IEC, izibalo zabantu ababhalisele ukuvota kuthiwa zibe phansi kule ndawo. abanye baphumile bazofaka amagama abo ohlwini lwabavoti bathi abasakwazi ukulinda usuku lokhetho ngoba nabo banentshisekelo yokushintsha izimpilo zabo.
Kuyasiphazamisa kakhulu emgaqweni ugcina uthola ukuthi mhlambe ngisho izithuthi lezi zomphakathi igcina zingasakhona ukuthi mhlambe zihambele zonke indawo zomphakathi ukuthatha abantu, so lokho kwenza ukuthi impilo ibe nzima for abantu mabedinga ukuya mhlambe endaweni njengamadolobha mhlambe bayothenga izinto mhlambe abazozidla.
Indlela nje zinkinga namanzi umgwaqo mubi kakhulu. Ndinentshanga la isebenzi.
uHlabisa uyincomile inhlangano ebhekelele ukhetho iEC ngokuthi ikwazile ukuvula izikhungo zokuvota ngesikhathi, kodwa ukhala ngokuthi basebaningi kakhulu abantu abangabhalisele ukuvota.
Nakubo bonke abantu abangabhalisile ngoba bala ku13 million eningizimu neAfrika, sinxusa ukuthi abahambe beyofaka amagama abo ohlwini noma bengakasithathi isinqumo ukuthi yiliphi iqembu abazokulivotela.
iIEC ikhumbuze labo abangakwazanga ukuya esikhungweni ngempela sonto ukuthi ukungena ohlwini lwabavoti kusavuliwe. Mlondi Khadebe, SABC News, Endwedwe.
Kwezolonwabo, imvumi yomzantsi Afrika uTaylor uphumelele iGrammy ye-Best African Music Performance kwicwecwe lakhe lokuqala elithi Water City Wunchu kuye. Kanti ke yena umculi we-pop uTaylor Swift, uSZA kunye noMiley Cyrus baphumelele indebe zeGrammy njengabasetyhini abaphethe iwonga eliphezulu kulo nyaka kushushino lomculo. Sithi wunchu kuwo lamanina ngenene nangenyaniso, the world is a woman. Masithi qhwi evenkileni qiniseka mbukela into kubana awugunqi awuyindawo usabukele inkqubo yakho ithanda kunene ekhaya jikelele. Enkosi kakhulu mbukeli we-Ekhaya jikelele ngokuba usahleli nathi. Kubaninzi ke ukhubazeke emzimbeni ungakhe kubhitaniswe nokhubazeke engqondweni kunye nomqobo ekuzalisekeni amaphupha ngenxa ke yokuzithandabuza kunye nongazithembi. Okanye ke akhanga njalo ke kukhulana isikhosana yena ke usisithwalandwe esiselula kwaye ke zange avumela imingeni ukuba iphazamise amaphupha wakhe. Akapheleli nje ke esiqweseni ngesinqu ukwaxhobisa ulutsha oluninzi ngakumbi kwezamashishini. Ukuthetha ke ngakumbi malunga noku sinaye ukhulani apha estudio. Masikubulise Vukataki. Simazi njengoVukataki. Kunjani?
Siyaphila njani siswami?
Siyaphila Nkosi. Kuluvuyo neminceli into kubana usindwendwele apha enkqubeni yethu iEkhaya jikelele. Elike likhaya lemfudumalo, likhaya lothando, likhaya lesinqe, likhaya labantu abamnyama and nomsebenzi owenzayo umsebenzi omhle kakhulu apho uthuthukisa isizwe esintsundu. And siyeva into bana waqala your entrepreneurship journey usesesikolweni high school. Ndiyafuna nje uqonda sibuyele emva kancinci into bana uqale njani, wawukhuthazwa yintoni, and years later reflecting back ungathi success secret ibintoni?
Ngaqala ukudayisa ama-sweet from a primary. So at the tender age of 12, so I used to sell sweets. So endlini, my mother was a domestic worker, so that time my father baba angasebenzi yabo. So in order to ukuthi nami ngihlanganise and make ends meet ngifane nabanye abantwana, so I had to sell sweets. So I was one of those guys ababiza put my sweet yabo. So yeah, that entrepreneurial spirit, and then it became entrenched on me and then became a norm. And then as a varsity first year, I used to sell second-hand textbook. Mina bengilaba was laba bamangaphandle laba bathenga from second years, and then mina ngiresell to ama first year.
Wow, so into iqale umncinci wakhula nayo awayiyeka, and abantu abaninzi if bazawuqala mhlambe, I mean fortunately for you this was something that was introduced, you know, in your childhood, but wakhula nayo. Abanye abantu ke bazayiqabuka ngokusele bebadala, and into mhlambe ezoba ngumqobo kukuba umuntu abe consistent, abone ngathi hey akusahambi kakuhle ayeke. Ungathi wena mhlambe imfihlo yakho yokubajonga mandingashiyeli phansi amaphupho wam mandibambelele?
Must bear ukuthi yabona isimo somnotho la South Africa is such that it requires us to even if say you are working a 9 to 5, it requires you to have multiple revenue streams, yabo. So it's important for you to have a side hustle, yabo, and ubekezele yayithola lento le because business I'm not gonna lie which is something that is easy yabo so it's important ukuthi ube ne perseverance yayithola ube nesineke and ungabi na lento le ukuthi instant gratification you want to reap ama benefits now yazi ukuthi like business it's not an easy road.
It's not an easy road indeed because nyani xa ujonga uqhokreka koqeqesho lethu apha eMzantsi Afrika lubi kakhulu and I mean inani liphezulu labantu abatsha abangasebenziyo intswelangqesho nje ingapha yokuqonda and I mean if sizawuthetha mhlawumbe nge-black empowerment I mean yinto lena esingathi into yobana isondele kakhulu enhlizweni yakho because I mean kwi-Facebook posts zakho uyabhala uzama into yokubana uqhuqhe umuntu omnyama ingqondo ndiyafuna uqonda into yobana because thina singama-Afrika we seem to be beggars singabona abantu abanezinto kodwa sithi esinkqonkqoza kwamanye amazwe asentshona kuyode kube nini kunjalo ingaba le mindset yoba mhlambe sisoloko sikhongozela izawuphela nini ndiyafuna nje into yobana usivuselele ngokubana siba nale entrepreneurship mindset ubana sizenzele kutheni nje sisabheka while we have so many things.
I would say even the education system, from elementary level, so we are trained to think within the confinements of an employee model. So now we are trained for jobs that are not even there. So I think it all starts with changing the education system and also as a work in progress. I believe that self-education is the best form of education. So as a person, you must self-educate yourself. Go to YouTube, learn certain skills. So that you was which now is something. Or you don't have to be skillful with what is pine gel. Pine gel, for example, is something that is consumed by all households. So if you don't have a business idea, look at the product that is in demand and then you stock it and then you resell it and then you make money.
So eyona trick is to find a gap within Londawo kuyo and I mean when they say start where you are with what you have I guess inqina kanye lento ethetha into bana find the gap and ubone into bana mhlambe ungenza ntoni and I mean Vukadaki we can't run away from into yokubana mhlambe nangu ungumuntu omnyama uzama ukuziphucula you find a gap within the market uqale ushishini lakho xa bethi mhlambe uchaba lomnye umuntu omnyama ngomnye umuntu omnyama uyaliqala ishishini lakho obviously if uyaliqala it's gonna open more doors uzawuqasha nabanye abantu but I mean into ezifana nomona ufumanisa into bana ayibonala ibusiness elichithiwe ngapha nanka amagqwirha kamanga that's why iziphetho bashaye uthi uyajonga i-business is going down. There's lack of support from omnye umuntu omnyama uzuqonde kwelinye ixesha ke ngoku uyosupportwa ngabantu ongabaziyo kanye when your brand has established sisusa njani lento esilapha emehlweni ethu esenza into bana singaxhasani singabantu abamnyama especially when it comes to black economy.
The apartheid government it trained us which is zone the thina singabantu abamnyama. I think we were suffering from inferiority complex and self-hate. I think it's important for us to read of ourselves which is to say that self-hate because now if you have self-love and I see Colosso succeeding, that is success Colosso reflects back into me because and I understand with my time is coming. I think everything boils down to self-hate. So if you are self-loving and you know your purpose, I think if you can read of ourselves with self-hate, keep so bamnandi.
And yawuthanda lo mzekelo wenza into bana your success funeka reflecte because nyani ngumntana sekhaya and I mean this is when we talk about rand circulation into bana okay le mali may circulate amongst us ngabantu abamnyama and ukulahleka okanye ukuwa kweshishini lakho kukuwa kwam because omnye umntana sekhaya kazuxhaseka ndiyafuna ke ngoku singene kwimisebenzi oyenzayo part of the work that you do is social media and uye wathetha eqaleni wathi education system yethu seems to be outdated and now we are in the 4IR it's the fourth industrial revolution isigaba sesine sobuxhakaxhaka bemihla ndiyafuna uqonda into bana how do you incorporate business yakho with social media considering that angoku sikwi 4IR.
Understanding Guti, lack of access to market is the biggest stumbling block for local business, black-owned business in particular. So social media, it's instead of Guti slowly sends our jokes and whatnot, okay, right, we infuse jokes and business, but let's use social media in order to create brand awareness. As I alluded initially, Guti, lack of access to market in despite size black-owned business. So I believe Guti, I will use my strong social media presence in order to add value to other black businesses in terms of creating brand awareness, in terms of promoting their businesses. So most businesses, mabaqala beza kimi ezovuka taki, and then yaba assist. I also manage their social media pages. You find that umuntu untswemi ngokushaya art, untswemi ukwenza icathulo, but akana that business acumen, and so mina I offer that those services to say that I manage your social media pages at a certain fee. I also promote your businesses at a certain fee, so that you can create a brand awareness, because no matter how good your brand is, if it's not visible or accessible, your brand is as good as dead. So I come in terms of bridging in that gap, within created that access to market. Meaning that is growth in English, meaning that I was assigned from birth the role and responsibility of growing the black race. So I'm fulfilling my name.
And that is your purpose, that is your destiny. Yes. And I mean, it's very powerful, and I mean, talking about your name and fulfilling your purpose, because I think, you know, as a black people, sesizongena nje kwezi zinto ezingathi aziyindleleni kukuba we forget our purpose, and that is, you know, our destiny, that is our name. Very profound, Khulani, sorry. And ndiyafuna uqonda ke ngoku kumba wokuba, because omnye umuntu ndingatsho ndithi you are living a proof that disability is not inability. Omnye umuntu uyaqonda bana hayibo ungayiqala njani mhlawumbe ishishini ube success story njengaka esiyaqonda bana zange uzalwe ukulemeko. Ndiyathanda nje usibalisele ibali.
Ngalimala was doing my last year in varsity, so I jumped from a bridge in an attempt to save myself, just here to cut to the chase. So and then I sustained a spinal cord injury, meaning guti bengasakhona ukuhamba and then eventually I started using crutches, and then a certain private hospital prescribed me wrong splints. Now as a consequence they had to cut my foot. So obviously it has not been an easy journey. I understand at the age of 21 I was ukuhamba yathola mina bengumajayivana yathola mali ntole. So I had to shift my energy from moves lezokujaiva to also writing. Now I'm a writer, and my writing moves the people. So it's a matter of translating the energy. As science says, that energy doesn't destroy, it simply changes to one form to another. Instead of beating myself up, I had to find something and also to heal. So writing has made me to heal. So I also recently published also a book titled Ubuntu. Yes. So now I use writing as well, just to because me I was the best dancer, like Chris Brown level, Michael Jackson,
go with Grammys, go.
So now obvious now. But my writing is recognized internationally, so it's a matter of shifting the energy instead of to beat myself up.
Shifting the energy. And ngesixhosa bathi ukonakala kobisi kukulunga kwamasi. Wena usajonge ubisi baluchithakele kanti nanka amasi ayabila kwela cala. We really admire your courage into bana jonga uqonde bana I'm going to shift the energy and andisiso esisimo esenzekile, but I'm going to make the best out of it. You are the best writer, you are recognized, you are recognized by Imboni, which is truly amazing. Ndiyafuna ungena kwincwadi yakho osandula uthetha ngayo Ubuntu economy. Ithini le ncwadi, and when you're going to speak about Ubuntu economy, indenza ndicinga into bana sikhula kune tuck shops ne town shops ezo-ownwa ngabantu abamnyama, but over the years iphelile lanto ukuthi njengoba usitsho into bana we have seemed to be developing employee mindset. Khawusibalisele banzi ngale ncwadi yakho, and I mean ngeyiphi le gap ofuna ungena kuyo?
Well, the book is titled Ubuntu Economy. It's basically a spiritual and economic and cultural program for Africans, whereby I have done research. So I've traveled across Southern Africa. So I identify certain sacred places. We need to understand that land is not solely the basis of economics. It's also the basis of us practicing our African spirituality. So creative genius, by for example, as a writer, my creative genius springs from what? From my spirituality. Hence, my writing, writing is like, it's monumental. So I write to heal, but in a base, in a foundation, as Imboni teaches us, with African spirituality is our foundation. When I found African spirituality, that's when I found my purpose. So I write to heal, but basically focus to say draw your inspiration from your spirituality, and also culture. Our African culture is informed by our African spirituality, as Imboni teaches us about everything, you understand? Because most of the time, even in disciplines such as your science, your art and history within the academic sphere, they don't recognize spirituality. So in the book, I delve deep into spirituality to say, just like a tree, African spirituality is the root, and then the African culture is the tree structure, and the branches are different ethnic groups, Xhosa, Zulu, and us as individuals, we are the fruits. Whatever we do now, Tina, as the fruits, will determine the future trees. So the book is basically more of a research and development about African discoveries, but also fostering collaborative economics. I also speak about the genesis of the fabric industry, because now there's this misconception that white people, they came here in South Africa and civilized us, which is a lie. We are the founding fathers of the fabric industry. So now we need to understand which colonization, it disturbed our civilization. So the book is just giving you a glimpse overview as to what are the discoveries as Africans, but it's more of like powerful content.
Yeah, reclaiming our identity, because Jembu Sicho, Africa is the mother of spirituality. I mean, powerful book, and Mshekakulu Nomsebenzi Owenzayo. I love the fact that you draw your inspiration from spiritual heroes who are our guiders. And I mean, thank you so much for Bawabelena Nati Apenkubeni. And I mean, was such a powerful conversation, considering that siya kukhetho nyulo abantu abatsha siyabona intswelangqesho iphezulu, and umbuzo ngokuba ingaba nyani ipolitiki izawusolva ezingxaki sinazo. You've just affirmed dobana African problems for African solutions. Qabaqaba nje ufumaneka phi abantu xa befuna ukukulandela nale words of wisdom uzanayo?
Satholakala lapha kuVukadaki on Facebook and also on TikTok. I also have an account here, Vukadaki. And also for you to order the book, you can inbox me directly, Vukadaki, or WhatsApp me on 06600913886.
Vukadaki?
Kamalami nguKhulani okwasikhosana.
Khulani? Bashaye lapha.
Ya, sakhula samkhulisa umuntu omnyama.
No, bashaye. Lo ke mbukeli besetha naye binguKhulani Sikhosana, owaziwa ke ngegama eliqhaphakileyo kumakhasi lonxibelelwano elithi Vukadaki. Ebethatha nathi ke ngothando lwakhe lokukhulisa uqoqosho lwasezilokishini ngokuchasene nazo zonke ingxaki ezikhoyo. Masithi qhimbukeli sibhatala amatyala, qiniseka kaloku awugungqi. Bukele inkqubo ithanda kunene Ekhaya Jikelele. Enkosi kakhulu mbukeli weEkhaya Jikelele ngokuba usahleli nathi kule yure yokugqibela. Hayi ubuphosiwe mntasekhaya, ungaxhalabi, kusekhona ke nesikuphathele kona kule mizuzwana nje imbalwa iseleyo. Uyaqonda ukhumbule kaloku into yokubana ngemivulo mbukeli siyaqiniseka senza make sure into yokubana sikuphathela imbongi ezizawuthetha ngezinto ezahlukileyo. Ndiye ndayithanda kakhulu imbongi yokuqala ibithetha ngoxolo, buyikhumbula kakuhle.
Ngayikhumbuli ke sani ifake igama lamphakathi.
Kanene nginoxolo. Mani yazi senditsho wena zininzi izinto nemfazwe ezigqubayo esilwana ngazo uxolo ngamandla ukuze ke nyani uba sibuyisele lwaxolo kukuba sivuselele lambali kantu ethi ngumuntu ngabantu. Sinayo no Kate Imbongi ufikile apha nombongo wakhe ochukumisayo. Davi into bana ewe inimba ndingomzali kodwa
yasi and usasekhona ke futhi ke usonkondlo wethu nje sothi qu8 lombukeli mangabe sibuya uzobe sesishayela ke inkondlo yakhe yesibili.
Unembeza wami unokungithengisa kwesinye isikhathi unokungithumela kubo bonke ngabonayo uthi angixolise ebese ngiyamangala kanti icala kuselona numphikwa. Ngiyakusaba okomhlaba akuzange kungikhokhele kepha kwangikhahlela akubanga namthelele empilweni yami ingakho ngakaze ngaphumelela. Kwala ngisho sebengitshela ngikaze ngabalalela. Seligaya ngomunye umhlathi nasekhanda ngathi asisathathi sengiyaye ngizwe ngalabo abangabasubathi kwezabantu indaba ukuthi ngiphuma kwelimnyama elithethusha ihlathi. Iphela umhlaba lo uyahlaba. Umhlaba lo uhlekela abawuhlekelayo kepha mina uye wangihlaba ngoba bengwenza kuona bengawulungele. Yazi okomhlaba akuzange kungikhokhele kepha kwangikhahlela akubanga namthelele empilweni yami ingakho ngakaze ngaphumelela. Kwala ngisho sebengitshela ngikaze ngabalalela. Ngibezwe bekhuluma uthi omunye ngisigwaze ngowami nama ngazi ngangulole nini. Uthi sikhalile imbazu sesukile besemsamo wayemnyango. Uthi uyazisaba ezobumnyama ngoba ziza lezi zifo ezingapheli cha ubengangihlebi. Ngoba uzile kumina wathi angakhathazeke bengikuzele emhlabeni angaqedi. Ubesethi nawe uyakusaba okomhlaba ngoba okomhlaba akuzange kumkhokhele kepha kwamkhahlela akubanga namthelele empilweni yakhe ingakho angazange aphumelela. Kwala ngisho sebemtshela naye akaza abalalela. Nami ngiyakusaba okomhlaba ngoba bathi bengitshela ngangabalalela ngathatha imithwalo yami ngaliflathele lakithi ekhaya ngangizizwa nginamandla okuzimela. Ngasho ngithi mhlaba waphumelela entweni wawuyenza ngoba wagcina ngokungiheha. Uthe masungishayile umhlaba ngathatha umthwalo yami ngabone ngeza ngayo indlela. Ngithe mangifike ekhaya bomphakathi nabomndeni bangimangalela abagcinanga lapho kepha baqhubeka nokungihleba. Omunye uyangikhomba uthi akusiyena lo besimbone igudleni zokuxhumana efaka ibiza impahla manje bheka usethi thibele ngathi udle emgqonyeni ngibe ngikudobha ukudla kwami emgqonyeni phela ngiziqhenye. Ngibe ngamisa ngathi lalela cha musani ukungikhomba amabala ngiyazivuma izono zami kwangamele ngilandele okomhlaba kepha kwangiheha baqinisile mabethi imali impando yesono ngikholweni nginjena nje ngijezele zami izono ngibe sengimxoxela ngithi labe ngikhona ngiye ngathola umntwana ngamkhipha ngoba ubengayifanele lendlela ebengihamba ngibe sengibhala incwadi sengisembhedeni wokufa lencwadi beyifundeka kanje ithi mntanami zibulo lami ngibhala lo myalezo ngisezidlungwini ezomzimba inhliziyo nomphefumulo umoya vuma kepha inhliziyo ayivuma ukukhulula umoya ngoba iyazi ukuthi la ukhona unabani mntanami zibulo lami inhloso yalomyalezo ukudlulisa ukuxolisa ngezenzo zami ezazingezinhle zagcina ngokuchitha empilweni yami ngadlala abangani bethi awifanele lendlela yami besho khona ukuthi uzongimoshela impilo yami mntanami zibulo lami ngaze ngakubulala ngaze ngazibulala ngisigwaze ngowami engulole mhla ngihambe ezobumnyama ngingasalaleli nabazali ngingasamazi nokuthi uyini wami umama bheka manje amakhaza kanjani nginesiqiniseko ukuthi la ukhona ufudumele ngiye ngavakashela esontweni ngasheshe ngaphuma ngoba ngizwe ukuthi lokho abakushoya kuhlali kahle enhlizweni usumfundise sakwenze emhlabeni sobuza ngakhe emnqamlezweni ngiye ngizwe bethi inhliziyo ikhohlakele futhi yonakele ngizibonele ezenzweni zami ngizifundele bheka manje amakhaza kanjani nginesiqiniseko sokuthi la ukhona ufudumele ngibe sengimtshela ngithi ngiyakusaba okomhlaba ngoba okomhlaba
Enkosi kakhulu mbukeli weEkhaya Jikelele ngokuba usahleli nathi sibambe ngazibini napha ku Kate Imbongi ngombongo wakhe ochukumisa incambi yenhliziyo. Ingxaki ke zokutya ngendlela engaqhelekanga nengafanelekanga zinxulumene nemiba ke yempilo yengqondo emandundu. Okuke kubangelwa zizinto eziliqele eziquka indlela umuntu awubona ngayo umzimba wakhe. Kwaye ke uye abone kufanelekile ukuba atshintshe indlela yokutya ngokuba ke azilambise okanye atye ngokugqithisileyo ukuze ehlise ehlise okanye ongeze umzimba wakhe. Thetha banzi ke ngalomba ngoku sinxibelana noMbongeni Chibi oyingcali yokutya. Mbongeni masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni sibambe ngazibini ngokwenza idinga nathi kule ngxoxo ebaluleke kangaka.
Hallo, ninjani? Ngibingelele nababukeli emakhaya. Ngiyabonga ukuthi nibe nami namhlanje la kule show.
Kubulela thina. Mbongeni ingaba i-body image negalelo njani kwindlela yokutya engekho sempilweni?
Ngibonge again mlaleli msakadi. I-body image iyasifaka isandla ukuthi abantu bangabe kahle when it comes to ukudla and bangadli kahle futhi ngoba umuntu if concern about i-body image yakhe lokho kuyalida ukuthi umuntu agcina angendi ama-choices la kahle when it comes to ukudla and ama-eating habits wakhe angadli kahle. One thing lekhona, number one example lesingayenda ukuthi umuntu ugcina adla kakhulu, number one, or angadli kakhulu. Between the two ngito tindretendako and lapho ke futhi kuyaphinze kuyalida futhi ukuthi labanye abantu labangekho happy ngemtimba yabo ngendeka ukuthi futhi baphinze njengoba ngikhulumele ecaleni ukuthi badle kakhulu baphinze bangadli kakhulu. Number two, baphinze babe futhi nema-side negative self-talk laba banawo bona ngemtimba wabo, which bese kuyalida to ama-behavioral changes lebabawendako when it comes to ukudla. So into lekhona ukuthi bantu kufuna bangayenzi yonke lento leyo because if une-negative self-talk ngawe ubese uthi negative bese uphinze uba ne-feel of guilt ne-feel of shame when it comes to ukudla as well. So just to name that, and then futhi kwekugcina bantu labangekho happy ngemtimba yabo bafocusa kakhulu ku-dieting and ku-weight loss just futhi batende bafeel better bona themselves, so which in the long run is not a good thing to be done.
Ingabi khona i-treatment kule ngxaki?
Angiva
I-treatment sentsho xa selubona into yobana ngoku wenza ngokugqithisileyo uba ngaba mhlawumbi ngulo mntu lowo ingabi khona i-treatment ongazincedisa ngayo?
Yes, akhona malukhonjanisa ama-treatment types lakhona. One of them lesisebenzisa kakhulu siyibita ngokuthi i-cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is just a form of psychological treatment. Number two, sibita ngokuthi i-dialectical behavioral treatment. Leyo ngile type of treatment lokuthi umuntu akhulume ukuthi ufeel kanjani and going forward. Siphinde sibe nalenye futhi number three besibita ukuthi i-family based therapy, whereby lapho ke the entire family is involved in assisting loyo muntu loyo that eating disorder. And number four is in nutritional therapy, nutritional counseling, whereby you see dietitians like us and then we give you counseling and then on the type of food you should be eating and the behavior, and also there is a medication as well, because eating disorders we take it ukuthi it's not just about ukuthi umuntu just wakuphethela lento lena, because sometimes it's a complex mental state kahle that comes with that. So to assist Bongelo, all of these preventative measures, these treatment types, and they are also covering everything. Njoba ngikhulumile cognitive psychological way you sit down with the therapy if need be, and then dialectically la ukhuluma khona umuntu ukuthi okay you engage that person, uyakhuluma ngema feelings akhe, uyakhuluma ngema emotions akhe. Family based lapho ke futhi njoba ngishilo ifamily, all the families involved, and they bring more support, they bring more emotional support as well, which can further assist leyo client leyo if analama eating disorders.
Sentsho xa sawuthetha nge-body image indlela leyo wena mntu owubona nocinga ngomzimba wakho ngakhona, ingaba mhlawumbe zeziphi misconceptions nge-relationship yokutya ne-body image ingaba zikhona?
Yes, misconceptions akhona. One of them is that cabanga ukuthi abantu that have this thing, they just want to lose weight. which is one of the misconceptions that is flying around a lot. But into lekumele sicabange ukuthi laba abantu laba there's a serious problem, there's a serious challenge ngayo, because it leads to njengoba ngishite ekuqaleni a complex mental issue lekhona, which further can lead to more problems. Maybe lo muntu loyo is going to end up going to anxiety with food, depression, lack of sleep, and tonge leto. So those are the misconception lakhona. So just to name the few nje ngilawo ke mama lengawakhuluma for now. Ukuthi singabuki as this eating disorder as a way ukuthi umuntu justice because ufuna ukulose weight or anything like that. We must also think ukuthi it's just there's a mental state lekhona which can be caused by anxiety, depression, or trauma. Just to name a few, yes.
Yes. Earlier on, you've spoken about forms of therapy that can be given ukuxhasa umuntu. Yintoni ke ngoku enokwenziwa ukukhuthaza ubudlelwane obuhle phakathi kwezi zinto zimbini uzikhankanyileyo?
Angiva?
Yintoni enokwenziwa to create a healthy relationship between the two, the relationship yakho and your body image?
Well, I think lapho ke singafaka mostly we can look on how maybe to treat or prevent such things ukuthi umuntu azagcina afile as a body image, abane disturbed body image or anything like that. One of them is just nje kufunda nje, basically just ukufunda about healthy eating, and then futhi sathi futhi nelukhonjanisa ne difference between emotional eating and physical hunger, ukuthi ulambile hayi ukuthi udliswa ukuthi you feel something. Siphinde sifone futhi kwathi ukuthi yini lesingayenda for thina self as a human being ukuthi ngipractice i-self care kahle, phinde ngibe busy nema activities that are promoting a relaxation and stress release, basically mostly part of the to fall under the treatment types lengwafakile. So all of those things letingendeka kanjalo. Another one would be if sekufika to a point ukuthi you actually need help, let's seek help. That's what we can do. If ubona ukuthi okay, some of the things like as cool, let's seek help. Khulumele ngokuthi there are different types of help. There are dietitians, there are therapists, and there are doctors which can assist in all of these things. But what number one that we are promoting to abantu is that body self-image yakho lo tibona ngayo wena shouldn't define a person, shouldn't define you as a human being. If the minute you start feeling like that, I think that's where you should start reaching out. We also have support systems, strategies that are in place to assist abantu labanjalo. And number one, I can say it's family support. Family support lapho njengoba ngikhulumile ecaleni ukuthi iletha the support, iletha the iyakhona kudila nalama emotions, iyakhona kuphinde ukuthi kube ne-understanding involved again. Another one is abangani, friends. As much as abangani can also be part of ukuthi umuntu ugcina end up a binge eater or abane anorexia nervosa because of the pressure from abangani. But there's also a side of friendship because abangani, they also support, they also bring understanding and support to you as well. And they also hold you accountable for our actions wako as well. We also have a support group. There's also support group. A support group, it's either you can engage in a support group nebantu in person or ungangena online. That also brings khona umuntu sometimes yakhona ukukhuluma akhona ukuveza how they feel when it comes to that. There's also a therapy. Kulumele ukuthi there are therapies because therapy can also play a huge role because some of these conditions are a mental state.
It's a mental thing.
Whereby a therapist can also assist you in engaging with that.
Xa uzawuchaphazela umba wokuba lento iba sengqondweni kakhulu ndiyafuna uqonda into yobana from your consultation view, because mhlambe you maybe ube nazo mhlambe i-clients with this similar problem, and njengoba usitsho into yobana you do recommend mhlambe izinto ezifana no-therapy, ingaba kulula kanjani into yobana mhlambe umntu abe kanti lo therapy ayifumanayo i-success? Does it depend into yobana mhlambe lo mntu xa nim-analyzer into yakhe ithini?
I'm sorry, yet you will keep on cutting off. Can you please repeat that?
Bendibuza into yobana from your consultation view with clients with this similar problem, ingaba mhlawumbe ukuncedeka kwabo ngalamaqhinga usixelele ngawo afana no therapy, ingakumbi xa sizawujonga into yokubana ingxaki yalo mntu isekelezwe ngokwesimo sengqondo, that is mentally. How easy is it for a client to actually get help once mhlawumbe baye bafumana i-therapy?
Okay, it needs a commitment from umntu, because whatever is happening, bonke sikwenzayo thina as professionals, you're gonna see me as a dietitian, we're gonna have a long conversation, a long consultation, you're gonna see therapy, you're gonna see all of these people, but at the same time you need to be part of it. You need to commit themselves. Yes, we've seen Abantu with similar problems that have overcome them, and they were able to carry on and living their life. But I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. No, good into lelula, any condition comes it and challenges why. But uncedo likhona and the people are getting help out there. I don't know whether ngikhonile ukuyiphendula kahle, because some of the words ngagcina khatheka, so angazi ukuthi ngikuzwe kahle or ngiphendule according to.
Hayi uphendule kahle, nobukeleyo ekhaya uvile uyawusukuma abeleke ezikatshiwo ayonqonqoza kumaziko empilo afumanise ngakumbi ngale disorder. Enkosi kakhulu ngokwabelana nathi ngengxoxo baleke kangaka, ube nosuku lumnandi.
Ngiyabonga nabalaleli emakhaya.
Lo mbukeli besetha naye bingumbongeni Chibi, ingcali yezempilo ebesixelela kabanzi ngengxaki yokutya, eating disorder ngalamangesi. Bukeli siziqela ke siziqongqotha ngolohlobo apha ekhaya Jikelele. Bekumnandi kakhulu siyiqalile le yure, siyiqale kunye nawe, siyayiqongqotha ngoku usathe nqa ezonqakumba zamehlo, ngenene uthembekile, siyakuthanda kunjalo nje. Kodwa ke sikhona ngomso iveki le yonke abaqulunquli bethu kungoku nje bayapheka ekitchen uqinisekisa into yokubana sikuphakela zitshisa.
Sibonga kakhulu umbukelo senhlanganyelo kanye nathi siyabuya kusasa ngesikhathi esifanayo. Nibe nosuku oluhle, nisale kahle.